Hey, put it just on me, shot, man. We got a special guest coming in. Let me tell you something, Big Dog Chico.
Oh,
It's very rare
the
that you
legend.
get to meet one of your heroes. I've got to meet him on several occasions when he comes to color Colorado football. One of the best commentators in the world. He knows ball. I think I'm glad he's here with the network, but he should be out here as a GM or owner because he knows ball and he knows draft picks. Lou, how you feeling, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I cannot complain. What's your takeaways? You've been through a lot of pro days.
J Mac from Syracuse, New York, man, came all the way out to see my Colorado Buffs.
What channel do you watch? They brought you out here.
The pregame show.
Never watched the college game till last season when Coach Prime came to Colorado. And I am in Colorado at Folsom Field. I am the Colorado Buffaloes auntie from Texas. Sweet treat.
Hey, I've been following the pregame show. It's all about let's go Buffs.
Away from Texas.
Yes, sir. Watch you every single day. Nobody lays it down like Uncle Neely and the pregame show.
Neely, pregame show behind the scenes of everything. And why does he get that kind of access? Why does he get that kind of access? Because trust is involved. You would never get the kind of access you desire unless there's trust and relationship. You're trying to put your up on game.
Wayne, what's your takeaways? You've been through a lot of pro days. What's your takeaway from this?
This has Prime's fingerprints all over it. That's what it is. Look, and I think he understands that. Look, there's a lot of things at play here. I mean, obviously, he's got two players that are going to go in the top 10. Okay, one of them's his son, the other one's like his son. He understands. He wants to make sure that people understand that this is a first-class organization that they're coming from, and that he has everything zipped up from a head coach perspective, A to Z. So that this thing is run professionally here, that these young men are well equipped to handle what they're about to step into in the world of professional sports. At the same time, look, there's a lot of families here. There's a lot of media here. He wants the media to see that, look, there's a reason why I just signed this new contract extension. He knows that the word will get out. It's always good to have people talking about your program in a positive light.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things Deion's trying to accomplish here today besides have the scouts see the quality of players that they have. A lot of things he's trying to get done.
Absolutely. When you talk about those players, two of which being his son, I had the privilege of interviewing him day before yesterday, and I asked him about what I call the prime tax.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody knows the prime effect, but he's witnessing his sons have to pay a tax because of who he is.
Sure.
And you see a lot of naysaying and finger pointing. They're not as good as they could be or should be.
Of course. Like, and I was talking to him about that on the field a couple hours ago when we first got here. A lot of the ways in which people are putting Shedeur in particular under the microscope has to do with the fact that his last name is Sanders and his father was one of the best football players of all time. There's people who inherently are biased against Deion, and they're just transferring that to his son. That's all they're doing. Because if you look at it for what it is, for what Shedeur accomplished on the football field, not a whole lot you can pick at. Not a whole lot. So now people try and turn this into a personal critique. How flashy are you? How personable are you? Are you the kind of guy who we think would mess with our team, with our city, with our fan base, with our owner, all the kind of stuff that you hear at this time of year. Let's just keep the main thing the main thing. But Shedeur knows. He knows his entire life. Not only is he Shedeur Sanders, he's Deion Sanders' son. And with that comes the tax that you're talking about. But they're equipped to deal with it.
His girlfriend cheated on him. Bullies humiliated him. But he held on to his mother's promise. Don't reveal your secret to anyone.
Absolutely. One of the things Coach Prime shared with me, Lou, is that God got them. God ain't brought them this far to leave them hanging. And what's going to happen is, should he erode through all this room meal stuff, you're going to end up putting him in a better situation, such as the Saints or the Steelers, where he fits better. And so it could be a blessing in disguise.
Sure. Look, the better teams, by and large, pick lower in the draft. Unless, of course, you made some kind of trade, right? And you're up there in the top 5, top 10 because you had some kind of trade situation. Put you up there even though you're still a good team. So, yeah, naturally, if he starts to slide in the draft, maybe the situation becomes better for him. he'll make up the money on the back end if he's as good as everyone thinks he is. I wouldn't really worry about being not picked in the top 5 or top 6, especially if you get to a place that ownership, GM, head coach, offensive coordinator, quarterback coach, and surroundings are going to help me be the best player I can be. And I think that's what Deion is hoping for.
Yeah, I love that and totally agree with it. When you look at this receiver core here, LaJohntay Wester, Jimmy Horn Jr., Will Shepard, Travis Hunter, list goes on and on.
Yeah.
What stands out to you about them? And do you foresee a chance where maybe Shedeur goes to a team and later on they pick one of his receivers as well?
Yeah, it could happen that way. It could happen that way. I don't know if teams are going to like go into it with that in mind. But you know what? I will say this though. Like I think anytime you can pair up somebody, namely a quarterback, with someone who he's familiar with, obviously it helps him hit the ground running much faster. Look, they've done a great job of getting good athletes here. There's no doubt about that. Look, Jimmy Horn's I was talking to a wide receiver coach in the NFL here before they even got started. Jimmy Horn is one of those dudes that a lot of people right now are going, how do we get in position to pick him? What's the appropriate value for him? And I think that's going to be the case as time goes on. You're going to see more and more of those kind of players get attracted to coming here to Colorado, especially as Deion continues. So I know everybody calls him Coach Prime. I can't. He's still Deion to me. Okay, we're still in the locker room back in Atlanta. But no, they've got some great athletes. This wide receiver group here, obviously, you can't forget Travis, clearly. But yeah, it would be cool to see Shedeur go somewhere where he's got some familiar faces with him.
Well, as we look toward the future for Coach Brian, your former teammate Deion Sanders, when you look at the staff that he's recruited here, Marshall Falk, Warren Sapp, Pat Shermer, guys who know what it looks like, I think his ability to recruit is now greater than ever, particularly with his contract in place. Yep. Now people can't say, don't go there, he's leaving.
Yeah, no doubt. They have stability here. There's certainty here. Obviously, recruits will say, hey, look, not only is he not going anywhere because of the fact that he's got the kind of financial security he has now with his contract, they have top-notch quality people who either played in the NFL at a high level, coached in the NFL at a high level. I know I'm going to be developed at a high level. It's going to give me the best chance to go on. Because let's be honest, kids play at places like this in order to get to the next level. That's why you come and play here. It'll be more and more attractive. This is a hell of a facility. This is the first time I've been in here. And the more, again, that Deion shows not only the current crop of players and media that are here, but word's going to get out. I mean, there's media all over the place. We're going to be, broadcasting from here all day long. Kids will be able to look online, turn on the TV, NFL networks, ESPN, whatever it is, and go, damn, that's big.
Yeah.
They do it up right. That all is going to attract more and more players. This place is going nowhere but up.
I got to tell you this, brother. Little kids go to lunch every day with a Superman lunchbox. I showed up to work today with a Louis Riddick lunchbox. We appreciate you, man. The standard you set, man. Keep doing what you're doing. And cannot wait to see you in that GM role.
We'll see. Appreciate you.
Thank you, brother.
Okay.
If y'all just checking him in, that's the GOAT, Louis Riddick. Joined us live on the Pregame Network, Coach Prime's favorite station. Coming to you live from the showcase, man, where we have gotten you some interviews, gotten you some inside looks that you can't see anywhere else. Big Dog Chico, Dukes to Scoop, yours truly, Uncle Neely, getting ready for some next drills out there, so the camera's getting set up. And, Chico, we own it, baby.
Definitely on it, man. Just had a legend checking in right there in Lou Riddick. Everybody can watch him on ESPN doing what he does. I think you're exactly right, though. He should be a GM with all of his knowledge he portrays on the show. So hopefully he'll get that chance. And like he said, he's still, used to calling him Deion, not really Coach Prime, because he goes right back to that locker room in Atlanta with him, as a former teammate. So
they're definitely teammates, have a good relationship. I have been fortunate, Chico, to sit in on some of the production meetings where the broadcast network comes in and interviews the coaches. And when you watch Louis Riddick call a game, he's coming from a place of fact, not just emotion or hate and that kind of thing. Like, he calls it like he sees them, has an excellent relationship with Coach Prime. One of the things I love about him, too, when he got up from here and went back to do his business, he picked up his honey bun and went back to eating. That man put down a honey bun to come be on the pregame show.
You are.
Now, let me tell you, Neil ain't putting down no honey bun to go nowhere. I'm going to finish my honey bun. Then I'm gonna
It
come on.
did. Yeah. All
Hey,
right. Let's get this up.
Dukes is back with us. I'm gonna switch mic systems. So go to a different screen. Talk your talk, Chico.
Already. All right, we're gonna add this to the stage as I'm on right now, and I give you guys some updates on the 40 times. You have 2 40 times that these guys have ran. We'll start with Jimmy Horn Jr. at 4.4 flat and a 4.47 for his 40 times. That's in comparison to he ran a 4.
So where y'all from?
We up from Miami, Florida.
All the way from Miami.
All the way from Miami.
Appreciate y'all coming, man.
Hey, man, we love what you guys are doing, man. We want to support you in every way.
Appreciate your family.
And we're recruiting at home. Everything we see at home, we bringing it this way.
My man.
You gotta believe. Dude, we've been believing since day one,
That's why I
dog.
gave him to
Remember
you.
back in Jackson State? We've been believing with you in the pregame show.